The biggest night in Hollywood is almost here. Whether you're a die-hard movie buff or catch a film now and then, Oscar buzz is everywhere. And joining us to share his take on this year's predictions is the CEO of Marcus Corporation, Greg Marcus. Hello, thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's surreal to have you on our screen here after seeing you on the big screen before every movie. So it's an honor to have you, really. Thank you. So let's jump right in with the Oscars. They're Sunday night. What was your favorite film this year?
Oh, man. That's hard.
I know.
I don't have to pick. They don't let me vote. I don't have to pick. I mean, you know, I loved Conclave. I loved Wicked. You know, I'm actually still catching up, which is good because we have this whole thing with these passports where you can, and we're running a marathon, and we've had parts of it already, so you can pick up what you've missed. So there's a few I haven't even caught yet, and I'll catch up on the marathon. I'll clue you into one fun thing that I like to do as part of it. You know, so you can go, you know, you can pick 4 movies for $28, or you can go to the marathon runs over 2 days. Over the first day ran, so the second one is, I think, is this Saturday, and it's $35. And there's one thing we're playing that people don't think about, but it's the Oscar-nominated shorts that they do animated and live action. If you want to see live action, you have to catch it in the theaters this week. But as part of the marathon, you've got the animated version. I saw the animated last week. Don't be late, because if I'm going to make a prediction, the first one was the best one. But it's fun, you know. It's like it gets you a little deeper into the whole Oscar thing if you've seen the Oscar-nominated shorts.
It really does. The shorts are not available everywhere, and to be able to see them in one spot is really cool. And it's a different art form than a whole feature film.
The live action's crazy. I mean, it's you know, imagine they tend to be very intense. They take on very weighty topics, and you know, if you're watching a 2-hour movie, you know, there's peaks and valleys. But when you have 20 minutes to tell your story, it's nothing but peaks. And you finish, and you're like, whew, and then the next one starts. You're like, okay, here we go, strap in, here we go again.
Yes. And did you see a lot of the nominated films for animation for the feature length this year?
I'm trying to think. Probably yes. I'll tell you the one that I loved. Maybe my favorite movie of the year was Wild Robot.
I have been kind of avoiding it because I hear it's a tearjerker, and some of those.
It is. It is.
Really
I looked at my wife. She was crying in the middle of it. I probably got a little emotional, but no, it was one of those really, you know, I always talk about, people say, what's your favorite movie? What is your most anticipated movie? And I say, my most anticipated movie is whatever will be that pleasant surprise that I don't know about now, that I wouldn't bump into. And we were starting to hear it was getting good reviews, and we walked into it, just my wife and I, you know, our kids are grown. And it was so well done. It was, as I said, one of my favorite movies of the year.
Why do you think going to the movies is an experience that everyone should have in their lives? And, you know, movie theaters are so special.
You know, it's interesting. I think about it a lot, and it's because it's such a different thing to do than there's nothing wrong with watching at home. I watch stuff at home all the time, but I don't think that, you know, I hear nowadays, well, I only go to the theater for the big movies. Well, that's good, but frankly, you should go more often, because it's like I call the cheapest vacation you can take. It's a couple hours out of your house. You leave, you go, and you know, and you're sitting at home. It's very passive. You flip through stuff. Maybe you watch it. Maybe you're on your phone. Yeah, you know, I've seen it happen. I've done it myself. But when you go to the movies and you've made this choice to actively go do something and leave your cell phone, get your butt off your couch, you're invested in what you're doing. You're going on someone else's time schedule, so you have this investment, and then you get there. And I don't care how big the screen is in your house. Even our small screen is a lot bigger. And there's this, you know, I think that there's this olfactory, the smell that I think, not just the smell of popcorn, but I've been trying to figure out, so why is it when you sit in a room with other humans, things feel different? You know, I mean, literally, I think there's something chemically that goes on, and the only way that could really happen, I think, or maybe visually, other people cause chemicals to be released, or the smell of other people, you know, whatever it is, there's some chemical that gets released in your body, and it makes the whole experience different. And you know, and it just creates a memory, and it's fun to do, and it doesn't have to be the biggest film. You can cry. It's fun to cry with other people, as Wild Robot. It's fun to laugh with other people. It's fun to be scared with other people, and so to do that, I don't think it has to be the biggest film. It has to be a good story and a fun way to spend 2 hours.
Yes, I always loved after the movie, your senses are so heightened, you almost feel like you're in a movie yourself. You're looking around, and I love that feeling of going to the movies. Well, okay, we have time for probably one more question. Do you think Timothée Chalamet will take home the Oscar this year?
You know, I don't know that I have to think I've seen every single one of the performances, but his was so good.
It was so good.
That was really a good movie. That was a really good film. That's a really good film, and people are going back. It's in the theaters. It's playing well. People are going back to see it now.
Yes.
It's not unknown for those who know.
It is not. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Greg. Really appreciate having you here. Maybe you can come to Iowa sometime and visit us on set. So thank you.
I do get there occasionally, and we'll make that happen. We'll work that out.
Wonderful.
Look forward
Thank
to it.
you so much.